Julia Roberts say her new film Leave the World Behind is a multi-layered disaster thriller that allowed her to play someone very different from herself. Executive produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. The movie is written and directed by Mr. Robot creator Sam Esmail and based on the best-selling novel of the same name by Rumaam Alam.
I'm worried about you. You look amazing. Oh my God.
Could you one more question?
Oh my God.
She's gotten tinier.
I know.
Yeah, right. You're gonna compare these. Sure. I did it already.
Oh, you did.
Leave the World Behind sees Robert's character Amanda, her husband and two children head to an impromptu holiday in a small Long Island town. Their getaway is quickly interrupted when a man and his daughter, played by Mahershala Ali and Myah'la Herrold, turn up on their doorstep late at night, claiming to be the owners of the luxurious residence and asking to stay the night. As tension builds between the two families, strange events start occurring around them, and they find themselves under the same roof trying to make sense of the chaos outside. Robert said as she attended the film's premiere in London on Wednesday that it was just all the layers of the people and the circumstances. There's always about 17 and a half things going on at one time in every sense of each person.
Well, it was just all the layers of the people and the circumstances. I mean, there's always about 17 and a half things going on at one time in every scene for each person. And that is something that Sam's complicated mind can keep track of and keep me going. And yeah, it was tremendous.
Just the idea of playing someone who's a little prickly, she said of character Amanda, who works in advertising and does not hide her dislike and distrust of humankind.
Well, just the idea of playing someone who's sort of intrinsically suspicious and a little prickly, which is not my nature.
Not Julia at all. Not at all.
But to still make her human
Yeah.
and approachable and likable and yeah.
Which I will say only Julia could do.
Well,
with a character like this, I don't think anybody would have hung in there watching a movie about Amanda unless Julia was playing her.
well, it just has to be something that I'm truly invested in. You know, it takes an enormous amount of time and a lot of effort and energy from a lot of people, and you know, it's never a singular endeavor. And yeah, we pulled it off.
We did. We're here.
Yes.
The film also stars Ethan Hawke as Amanda's husband, Clay, and Kevin Bacon as one of the townspeople. Ismail said he wanted to make a disaster movie that focused on the characters and that he believed the story would resonate with post-pandemic audiences.
For me, when I read the book, I read it back during the pandemic, and the thing that really struck me about the book was how this theme about how we can easily lose sight of our common humanity when we're in the face of crisis. And as resonant as that was back then, I think it's equally as resonant today with everything going on in the world. And I felt like that was just a really good foundation to build a disaster film on, because it was kind of inverting the process of what a typical disaster film is, which is to not to fixate on the disaster elements, but to really be with the characters and have those elements be more off in the distance.
Fans of Alam's book should not expect a faithful adoption, he warned.
The question of loyalty or being faithful to the original text is not something I ever consider, because we're dealing with a different medium. Something that works in a literary medium may not work in a cinematic medium. So I was very upfront with Rumaam, the author, that I really was going to take liberties with the interpretation. You know, I ran through all the ideas. He was on board, and in a lot of ways, I think we both got what we wanted, because his book and the film are kind of two different standalone pieces that kind of operate independent of one another.
For Herrold 27, working with Roberts and Ali, included many pinches me moments.
I mean, of course, once we get going, once we start, it's like everything else melts away and it's just her and me, or me and Mahershala, or me and Ethan, you know what I mean? And we're just doing the work. And then there are those like sort of light bulb moments when you're like, oh my God, I can't believe what I'm doing right now. So that did happen to me a lot.
Leave the World Behind is out in select cinemas and starts streaming on Netflix on December 8th.